Rachel's one of the strongest women I know. She's intelligent. She's a lion of a woman. And quite honestly, in our house, she's a lion, I'm a lioness. She's kind of a dominant person. I am too. We have lots of opportunity for communication, is what that means. Rachel, when you think about submitting, what does leadership look like for you, and how is the process of me leading you? Because I bet there's some strong women out here. I bet there's some strong single ladies looking for a man. So if there's a strong woman out there, what's that look like for you?
Well, you asked me because I submit so well and I was a natural at it. No, really, it was a process for me. Submission, I remember having a conversation with my aunt, and she had said to me, we were talking, and I said, listen, I have no problem submitting to a man because he's supposed to love me like Christ loved the church and lay down his life for me. And she said, Rachel, you're kind of getting it messed up. It's not conditional. Like, that's your part, that's his part. So your job is to be submissive even if he's not doing that. And I remember going, well, I'm not going to do that. But thankfully, I married somebody that does love me very well. But I think trust is a really big factor. We got married after 7 months, and I come in, at how I was raised is I had just as much of a seat at the table and a voice, and I never came from an insecure place in communicating my thoughts, my desires, my wishes. And we got married after 7 months. And so some of it's built over time because I have a strong gut instinct. Most women have a really strong gut instinct. You just kind of get this feeling about people or this sense of what's best for your children. That is very much God-given. But we also have big feelings and we can be reactionary. And so that kind of gets mixed in. And so with a man who's wired to be more logical, and with you, I have learned over time, I take those strong, I know this is right, this is absolutely right, I know this isn't wrong, and I kind of present it, and then it's that filtering system of, okay, I didn't see that. You have brought that influence. However, there are other things on the table. I wasn't switched a lot, I guess, and you were switched a lot. And so a man brings that ability to filter the feelings and then listen. And it's easier when we both do our parts. So we all need to be heard, I guess. So if there's a man in here and the woman comes just like a babbling mess, because I do sometimes, that you listen and you hear, that makes a woman feel loved. And when a woman feels loved, she feels very secure. And so then when the man responds, women, you need to hear that that is a foundational God-given need to have that respect that's put in him by God. And so when he begins to say, but what about this? Or he begins to try to fix it or have a different perspective, that's just as important for you to listen and not go, you didn't hear me right. You need to hear it and also listen and respond. We both need that. So that's the important piece of communication, is listening.
Rachel, you're super capable, super intelligent, wise, take care of yourself. Do you ever feel resentful, me having the role as leader and you having the role of influencer?
Well, I've never felt resentful because you do it so well. But I do know that all over the country, not just Louisiana, there's a lot of male dominance and female insecurity. And in that situation, it could be in a place where the women are feeling resentful, but I haven't, because you listen so well. And I think a great example, and that hopefully this is something that you can kind of apply to you if there's a big decision going on.
Yeah.
When we were called to New York.
I'm called.
He just knew he was called to New York, and I got out a pen and paper and wrote down the salary and created a budget. And I was like, yeah, not gonna happen, buddy. Like, we can't pay our bills. And he's like, but the Lord is calling. Well, I grew up very well provided for. I did not have to have big faith like that. And he had to have great faith. And so I just said, I'm too scared. I can't do it. And so he talked to the elders. He listened to me and I listened to him. And what he did is he talked to the elders and said, hey, my wife needs more time. Can I come for a few months? Can we see what God does in her? And so that's exactly what really what we did is for
Took a
about
summer.
3 months, he went and he preached. And in that time, God began, again, submit. Whatever you do to the Lord, do it heartily. God, it was this that then was able to do in me something that I felt much more comfortable. He didn't have to. He could have said, you ain't working, I'm the one working. Let's go. And he didn't do that. He gave me time to be able to process it, to be able to follow with just a better feeling about it.
I think when it comes to submission and serving, our role, men, is to be the head of the family. And sometimes that means we have to be patient and give the Holy Spirit time to work. Tony Evans says this: submission is ducking so that the Holy Spirit can swing. That's my strategy with Rachel. I duck so the Holy Spirit can swing. My job is leader, but her job is influencer. She influences our kids. Brooks and Abby listen to her. Rachel uses more words than I use. She's more verbal. I'm an introvert. I'm kind of quiet. And I would share with you as a couple, if you're struggling through this, yes, the man has the role to submit to the Lord and serve his spouse, but also that role is lead the family and influence the family, including me. You influence me because we talk.
That's a really powerful thing, and it can be used for good or bad. I think in the Bible, we see multiple examples where the woman kind of pushed in too much, used her influence of feelings to pull a man, to really pull the man off. So it's really my daily prayer that I influence you and I speak into you what God has, because we can, women, and when we dig our heels in, sometimes we are wrong. But it is a powerful thing, and even with positive things, we can influence. We make them feel strong. We make them feel brave. The world kind of beats you down, and when they come home, you want your man to feel like you are brave, you are strong, you are a great provider. It don't matter that you're eating ramen noodles and not knowing how you're going to pay your bills. You are a great provider. So you're speaking truth, you're speaking hope, you're speaking goodness into them, and in that, a man will rise up. It just happens.
Hey, we're out of time. Rachel, thank you. Thank you for serving the Lord, serving me, and thank you for serving this congregation. We all love you.